Hey, Battle Bill, here with some more Go Battle League battles, these taking place in the brand new Season 13, and today we have a very exciting feature on the channel with the brand new Go Battle League season. That means we are going to be introducing some move updates, move adjustments, and things along those lines, and today's feature is one of the most exciting ones, the ones that I look forward to using and having a bunch of success with in the Great League Remix meta, and that is Shadow Ampharos. Ampharos received the charge move, the dark type charge move of Brutal Swing. It is a 65 damage, 40 energy move, and you'll notice that we're running it alongside another charge move of Focus Blast with the fast move of Volt Switch. This variety being given to Ampharos will allow it to get some additional coverage that it did not have previously, especially with all of the Ghost and Psychic types that are all over the Open Great League and Great League Remix meta. Now, you'll notice there are no electric charge moves on our Ampharos, and that is because Volt Switch is such a good energy generating move and damage dealing fast move that we do not need any heavy charge moves doing electric type damage, and the coverage of Brutal Swing and Focus Blast are plenty, along with, having Volt Switch as your fast move. So we got some Great League Remix battles here. These are some early first day battles, so we might run into some interesting teams. We paired it with Obstagoon and Cresselia, and we had a bunch of success with it. I was able to pull off a 5-0. I did another set with it also, and we got a combination of those battles here. So please, without further ado, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you're looking forward to some more Season 13 battles and content. I'm going to get out as many of the new features and new mons as possible while putting together the best possible teams so that you can have as much success to start off your season. So getting into this next battle, as you saw, already won the first one. We have Obstagoon on a Frostlass lead. This is a positive lead for us, but I make a bit of some misplays in this matchup. They save swap into Drapion, and because Ampharos has the charge move of Brutal Swing now, I should have stayed in this matchup and just played Obstagoon against Drapion here, and then saved Ampharos in the back for the Frostlass, but instead I throw a cross chop and late swap, which is not the most ideal way to play out this matchup, on top of the fact that I over farmed against a Drapion, meaning that they're going to get to another charge move, and at this point I need to commit to a Volt Switch down. They also got the Crunch debuff, which is super unfortunate because I'm at 2 Brutal Swings, going for the first one for some heavy super effective damage against a Frostlass, but as I throw the first one, their fast move sneaks through and I don't get off another charge move. So big misplay on my part, really set myself back. Not the team's fault. Again, like I said, this team is super top tier. I highly recommend it, and you're going to see as we continue to go into some more battles that I have a bunch of success with it, because it's a driver not car thing. The car being the team is top tier here. The driver being me is a little all over the place, a little suspicious when doing some of his battles. So cut me a little bit of slack, and let's continue on. Either way, we have Empoleon against Cresselia here, which is a positive matchup after I threw the cross chop, which was another misplay on my part because I should have saved that Night Slash for Frostlass late game, because that Frostlass left this scenario with a bunch of extra health. They saved their shield for their Frostlass. I'm throwing a Moonblast here, which at this point I really should have just thrown a Grass Knot, because, double Grass Knot would have been enough, but at least the Moonblast gives me, the attack debuff. But the problem is I'm not going to shield this, and actually, now that I think about that, I probably should to get off the charge move. I wasn't going to get Powdered Snow down. They would have had, actually, yeah, that was another misplay. I made so many misplays here because me having the shield doesn't even matter here, whereas I could have thrown the Grass Knot with my Crest, potentially got into another move on Goon, and maybe won that out. Either way, a lot of issues there, but the important thing is recognizing it, moving forward, and learning from it, and then me sharing it with you all so that we can all learn together, because clearly, maybe you didn't know all the top tier plays. You're watching Battle Build content, for Christ's sake. Either way, getting to this next matchup, we have a beautiful lead of Obstagoon on Auroras. They save swap in the Noctowl, and Noctowl, one of the biggest winners from the Season 13 update, is all over Open Great League teams and Great League Remix teams, and Ampharos is one of the best, if not the best answer for it in this meta specifically. So we're able to take out the Noctowl, keep alignment. They come into a Chestnut. They don't know what charge we're going to throw, so we get a shield from them. We could have potentially been the Focus Blast, which would have done some heavy damage, and we have some amazing alignment because now the Chestnut lines up with our Cresselia here. They come back in with our Auroras, and this match is over. We have shield advantage. We have move typing advantage because technically speaking we're a dark type, but we have access to fighting moves that are going to be double super effective against Auroras, and Auroras is another exciting mod from the Season 13 update. Maybe getting into that in another video, but regardless, this match is over. GG's. Our opponent has decided that they feel like they still have some hope. They're going to throw an energy ball here. We're going to let it come through, and our Crest is going to make them realize that they need to top left. Getting to this next matchup, another positive lead. I was winning a lot of leads with Obstagoon, highly recommend it for some Great League remix battles. They then save swap into Noctowl again. We're gonna have to teach our opponents another lesson here, because apparently they're thinking Noctowl is a save swap, not when Shadow Ampharos exists. We're able to build up to 2. One mistake that I'm also making here that I realized later on is I should be throwing at 4 volt switches, not 5, so that I'm 1 short of the brutal swing, the second brutal swing, so that they don't get a free wing attack in. They commit both of their shields here, hoping that that's going to be enough for them to flip switch after the bad lead, and Shadow Ampharos is thick enough with that heavy attack damage and still just enough bulk to hold on, keep all our shields shield advantage, and make them top left, because we are able to hold on to alignment also. Getting into the next matchup, we have Obstagoon on an Empoleon lead, another positive one, another Noctowl save swap. Everybody and their mother's doing it in Great League Remix battles. Keep your Ampharos in the back, highly recommend it. It's a great save swap on its own, and it's great to match these Noctowl save swaps that have been happening all over the place. So you'll notice I'm still making that mistake of building up to 2 brutal swings. I'm a slow learner. Takes me a little bit to, realize exactly what I need to do, because in this scenario, it costs me. That free wing attack is what allows them to get to another charge move here. So I'm forced to shield, but it's not the worst case scenario, because we have such great alignment with our opponent having an Obstagoon in the back to line up with, a Lapras in the back to line up with our Obstagoon. They then come with Empoleon. We throw a charge move that could have been a Thunder Punch, could have been a Focus Blast. We force their shield, and this match now is over. We can line up the Goon with the Empoleon again. Oh, I thought their lead was Lapras. I'm thinking of the previous match. Their lead was the Empoleon that came back in. Their last mon is Toxicroak, and we're able to line that up with our Crest. Beautiful alignment here. It's key after winning lead, keeping switch. Everybody safe swapping Noctowl because it's such a top tier mon these days, but Ampharos puts it in its place and checks it so that we're able to essentially RPS our opponents to death. But you know what? Don't run Noctowl safe swap in Ampharos meta. Highly recommend Shadow Ampharos, as you can clearly see. But regardless, our Crest is just going to do a bunch of the heavy lifting now and take out the remaining opponent's mons. Almost, maybe. No, we swap, and then we get to another charge move here. They decide to CMP us, though. We're stuck in turn differential. Not CMP, turn differential. They get their charge move off. Then we get off ours. No, we don't, because I clicked the cross shop there. And, Niantic quality game, unless Empoleon wins CMP against Obstagoon. Either way, opponent is coping hard. And we win this no matter what they decide they want to do here. GG's. All right, getting into the next match here, we got Obstagoon on a Machamp lead. So terrible lead. Now let's utilize the Ampharos save swap. They stay in, which is crazy. You'll notice the volt switches are chunking away. We also, though, need to be a little weary of their cross shops and the counter damage they're dealing. And then our opponent brings in their newly updated Aurorus. We're going for the blast, and we get a bit of some boom action. We flip switch. It's huge to have that diversity on our Ampharos. No electric charge moves pays off huge for us because of the fact that we're able to land that Focus Blast on the Aurorus, get ourselves alignment, put that Machamp on our Cresselia, and this match may just be GG's thanks to that. Our opponent throws a charge move here. We're going for a Psycho Cut farm down of their Machamp. Crest hard walls Machamp, as you can see. They then come in with, I think, a Drapion that looked like a Poison Sting there. We're going to throw a Moonblast, get a shield, and then we're going to let them essentially, or force them to throw a charge move at our Crest. We're going to let it come through. It's going to be a crunch. Should be super effective damage, and our Obstagoon in the 1v1 shields scenario will win this, even if they have some residual energy. We shield the first move, worried that it's going to be a Sludge Bomb, and that if they land that, they'll be able to crunch us to death to pull off this match. Ends up being an Aqua Tail, which works out even better for us that they're running it. It's unfortunate we shielded that, but it's only neutral damage that Drapion can now throw at us. So this match is over. They're going to go for probably like back-to-back Aqua Tails, but it's just not doing enough damage. We're going for the counter down because they decide to keep their shield, and this is going to be GG's for this match here because, Obstagoon, too thick with it. But yes, I was having a blessed time and a lot of fun with Ampharos in this meta, especially as a save swap. In this lead here, we do not want to stay in. We're playing it out a bit, but Noctowl wins this, especially now it's newly buffed and is spamming. Our opponent, though, decides to swap before us because we want to at least get off a little bit of Night Slash chip damage and then save swap. But then they come with a Vig, and we get a shield on the Night Slash, which is huge. And we're going to bring in our Crest to match with that Vigoroth, which is going to be a good matchup for us because we can tank Body Slams really well, and we can throw some Moonblast at them and spam it. They're going to go for another Body Slam here. We're going to let this one come through. We're not going to be worried about it for at least one more because the counters are just, non-stab and resisted by Crest, and Crest is super thick. So overall, we're not giving shields unless we get too greedy and they throw enough charge moves to where we're forced to. We go for another grass knot here. We don't take them out. They actually just barely survive that grass knot. I think they leave with a move. They come in with their knock towel though, and they switch lock themselves, which is a huge misplay on their part. We get off this Moonblast. Our switch timer is now up, but we're gonna let them throw a charge move because we still want to be careful with our Ampharos South. We don't want to have to shield. We don't want to use a shield unless we have to. So we're going to come with our Ampharos here. We're going to Volt Switch them all the way down. They are going to get to a charge move here. We're going to respect the Shadow Ball because even though Ampharos isn't, you know, it's not the glassiest thing in Great League. It's definitely much bulkier in Ultra League. With it being a Shadow, it's, you know, its defense, it takes it away. Regardless, they then come with a Shadow Machamp, and we are going to spam our charge moves. They have to respect it, even though it's resisted. They didn't know what to expect. They thought they were going to catch another move. They swap and then just get essentially farmed down on their Vigoroth. We're going to shield here, and now that we got the shield from their Machamp from our Brutal Swing, we can go for the big Focus Blast on the no shield Machamp here, even with all its health left. Boom! One-shotted, donezo, out of here. Love to see it. Great battles there. Actually really didn't have that much health left because, you know, those Volt Switches chunking away like I've been saying. But yo, on that note, let me know what you thought of the battles. Let me know what Pokemon you're excited for the Season 13 update. And let me know your thoughts on Shadow Ampharos. I plan to use it some more. I had a lot of fun with it in Great League. I'm excited to also test it out in Ultra League. But on that note, thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace!